Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Factory Town. In the last episode, we set up some bread, and we dabbled with setting up a train station. And I was doing some looking around, and the thing we got to start focusing on is, we have a decent amount of coin coming in of 81,000. Now, we have no blue, we have no purple, which we're not there yet, and that's fine. I don't think we're there in the tech tree yet either. Anyway, but we have 46 and 46 housing. We have, we have 180 people we could hire. So that's a lot. So it means we could really start ramping up production. We have 2 more town centers that we can build. And the reason why you build another town center would be to focus. I'm going to touch on this in a second. Is to focus your bonuses, right? Because every town center you can have a bonus depending on what buildings are within the town limits. And as I was saying before, is we upped our bread here, and the reason why is because not for the coin, which is good, but it's because of the experience. And you need experience of your homes to grow to then accept more goods, and just to like that cycle will continue like that, right? Now we don't necessarily need more people. But the housing, as it goes up, they'll accept more goods, and you'll get more coin, and the cycle continues, right? And the happiness is good too. Now, the happiness houses have a happiness requirement, I guess you'd say. Let's see if we can get over to our housing area. Can I open 2 windows up at once? I cannot. So here, right now, our total happiness is needing 37, but of the food, we only want 6 of 6. So right now, we're plugging in. Six things to get us 6 happiness. Because each one of these things, each one of these things gives us 1 happiness. And when this is firing up, this one gives you 1 happiness. So what we want to try to do is we want to replace these goods that have durations of like 45 seconds to something like bread has a duration of 60 seconds. It only gives you 1 happiness, which is fine, but it gives you 20 experience. Compared to grain, it gives you 1. Flour gives you 4, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it takes 6 items to give you 9 experience, when you could give bread, which is 1 item, and it gives you 2.5 times the amount, or around twice as much for 1 item. And that's good. That's a good thing. So we got to start focusing on not necessarily the things that bring in happiness, but the things that bring in, where are we at here? Just going to click on this button down here, the bread. Bring in the experience. So bread is a good one. Cooked beef is good. Cooked chicken is good. And that's good for your basic food. Well, butter and cheese as well. Now, the reason why you'd want to get some of those things is because they're used, I don't know why it's all the way down here, but it is your gourmet food. Things like apple jam, and they take at least 2 or more ingredients. These take apples and sugar, pears and sugar, etc., etc., and look at the experience that you get. Look at these berry cake. Gives you 200 experience. Duration is 2 minutes. Now this takes a cake. It takes, a cactus jam. It takes sugar. It takes a lot of things. It takes a cake, and cake take flour and sugar and butter and egg, and you just keep rolling down the list. But one thing that's good here I was looking at is actually a sandwich. Sandwich needs bread, which we're making bread. It needs butter, and it needs cooked chicken. And for one of those, duration is 120 seconds, but it gives you 50 experience, 2 happiness, which is fine. But also this satisfies your gourmet housing, or your gourmet skill. Right now, this house, for instance, is wanting 4 gourmet happiness, and right now it's having 0. So we could start off by giving something simple like an apple jam or a pear jam, berry jam, cactus jam. Any one of these jams just needs sugar as well. So it basically needs, not cactus jam, but it needs 2 things. Now again, dragon punch, that takes something more yet. But like these things here, like if we just look at the experience, where we at? These here, the experience is 16 for 1 drink, and it satisfies 2 happiness. So the point I'm getting at is, I think this little area, this district, if you will, which I think we should place down a town center. I'm not sure where to put it, because this is herb, which we're not using, but we have a berry farm, but it's not doing that well. And the carrot farm is just like, it's okay. So we're not going to mess with it. We're just going to leave this as is, or maybe we'll get rid of it. Who knows? But if we put down under town center, even if we put it, say, like here or next to the train station, maybe. I don't exactly know where to put it. We can just put it here for now. And these are within range, right? And let's just place this. And if you click on this, double click, you can have a specialty, and that gives you a bonus. Now, what we want in this one is we want is it a farming bonus? No, we want one that has to do with food, which would be here. It's processing bonus, so it gives you a 2x output chance, a 10% chance to double your output, which basically will give you a free item. And then if you look under the list, you have bread, you have cooked chicken. You don't have butter, though, which is an iffy one. And then you have other ones like commerce, and these are just things that you need to unlock that. It just gives you your output chance. For some reason, this is an output chance of 0. I don't know why. That makes no sense to me. And then, we want to try to find this one here. So this is an artistry. So again, it's a 10% chance of double output. And if you look here, we have butter, we have bread, we have cooked chicken, we have the cakes, we have the drinks, we have everything here. But we need a kitchen, we need a workshop, and we need a tailor. Now you may say, well, we have a kitchen, but the thing is these aren't hooked in. These aren't hooked in by what is it called? By pathing. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to get rid of all of this. And we're going to start putting in some paths. Just simple, basic things. Path here, path to the barn. And then what we can do is we can actually raise... Oopsies, sorry. I wish you could lock these somehow, so if you accidentally click on one that you shouldn't, it doesn't screw it up. And we're going to do this to this, and that's going to be bread. And we have no bread in here because we're putting it in here. And each one of these train stations, if you look, can store 200 of any ingredient. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slots. One is going to be filled with water because water will be used to help with fueling the trains. So you can put, why is that there? Quite a lot. Now if we click on this again, if you go under artistry, look, we have 1 of 1. So we need a workshop and we need a tailor. Now they don't actually have to be doing anything. They just have to be there. As far as I know, they just have to be there. So let's test that theory. Say we just put, actually, these are apple trees. I don't want to mess with apples that way. Maybe we'll just do it like this. And let's put a tailor. And we need to put a tailor and a workshop. So the workshop can go here. The tailor can go right here. Now, I don't know if you need to actually be using them. Oh, it requires jewelry. I did not notice that. So, well, let's check out our school. We probably have tons of research points right now. Look at that. We have enough to get jewelry. Awesome. Is there any of these other ones that we should... These we can't get. Medicine, we got to start working on medicine. We don't have any blue coins. Conveyor belts, I don't think we need any of these at the moment. I think we're fine with it. So we're just going to let these roll. This is just going to roll along until we decide to get rid of this. But as you see, we can now have a found specialty. And we want it to be artistry. And if you click on this, it gives you... It doesn't necessarily show... Oops, wrong button. Show up. But here it has a 1 and a star, which means that right now the processing or the artistry, depending on what it's under, gives you a 10% chance, which I guess, oh, here we're going to get 2. See, that one we got a double one out of that one. See, 2. So it's a 10% chance, but I think it's a 10% chance, so it's not 1 in every 10, but I think the numbers are a bit up from that, and you know when you're going to get it because it'll tell you before you actually get to the end of your recipe. But that's awesome, though. Artistry 10% chance and processing 10% chance. And the processing is because, hold on, it gives you, that's an artistry. Where does it give you the processing one, though? It's interesting that it gives you that. That I'm not so sure about because we're actually getting, oh, it's just, interesting. Does this overlap? That's interesting because it doesn't overlap with anything. But it doesn't matter. Like these, you don't have to do anything with these. Let's actually see what recipes. So we actually will probably start using these because a warm coat gives you tons of experience. A cloak gives you decent experience. A shirt gives you less experience, and a shoe gives you even less experience from that. But I'm just gonna click on the highest level thing just so these things stop bouncing around. And then again, in here you can, I think, is pickaxe. Pickaxe is one of the best things, which is 40. Which is actually, this isn't that hard to get. We have these materials made already. But excuse me, I'm just gonna click on these just to get them so it stops blinking. But that's great. We have our bonus. We have our bread coming in. So, as I was saying, as we're kind of running around, is I want this to be our, it says artistry, but it's going to be the, oh, you know what? I think because of our town level, that's artistry. Yeah, that's the thing is, our town center level will never go up, because we don't have houses here. But it shouldn't matter, right? It shouldn't matter. You still get the bonus. So anyway, what I want to do with this area here is turn it into a place where we can make cool things. And that's going to be, eventually I want to make, where's the sandwich? The sandwich. So the sandwich needs bread, which we have. It needs cheese, which needs milk and cloth, or cloth, or milk and fabric, I guess, whatever the green one is. And then you have cooked chicken. But I also want to get some of the jams, because the jams count towards, very, very easily count towards, your, what is it called? Not apple jam. Yeah, apple jam counts as, why doesn't it tell you what it does? I thought it would be under gourmet. Shouldn't it be under gourmet? Apple jam, yeah, it's under gourmet. For some reason, I'm not sure why it's not telling me on that list. But our people want a lot of gourmet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here and we're gonna set up a little bit of a farm area here, or sorry, not a farm, a forester. And what are we out of? How are we out of stone? Do we have enough for a forester? What is going on? I thought we should have plenty of stone, or did I cut all of our stone completely off? I know why. Because it's treating this as a separate district. So, it's interesting that it's not shared. No, here it says 18 stone, but that makes no sense. What if we click on this one? How does it say 18 stone in this? Oh, it's because the barn isn't within the limits. Ah, okay. Cheese stairs? What is that? That's so crazy. Okay, so I think that is the problem. So I guess what we're going to do is we got to put this one. Is this one actually in range? I think that's the issue, because it's not in range, because it'd be highlighted if it would be in range. Oh, no. I am wrong. It's because it's not hooked up to a road. No, I still didn't do it. That's so weird. Why is this one not hooked up? This is hooked up to a road. I'm not pause. That makes no sense. I'm kind of lost there a bit. Because the front of this is over here. That's interesting that it doesn't highlight that barn. Would it highlight this barn if I do that? That's very weird. I don't exactly understand that too much. What happens if we just start putting that? Oh, I'm so dumb. It's because it's stone brick. It's stone brick. Okay. I am sorry. Sorry, guys. I am stupid. It's because it's stone brick. We need to actually have this, this one come like that. That's what we need. And we need to have a logistics splitter. Can this not... oh, it's because I don't have any... okay. Man, I am... sorry, guys. I don't know what my problem is here. That's what I want. There we go. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. It still should highlight it. All right. I'm just stupid. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to what I was doing. We want to get a forester. Okay. And I think we're going to put it right here, because I want to put down Now, how do we put down our apple tree? And I just want to cover this with apple trees because they will take a lot to grow. Whoops, they will take a bit to grow. Let's do all of these like that. And I think that should be okay for now. Maybe one more row. Now, can we put farm tiles under this? That is the thing. We cannot. But what we can do is we can put planters underneath it. And we should have tons of all this. So if we do that, that means it'll help with the yield. Am I totally out? Oh, I'm out of fertilizer. Yikes. Okay. Well, whatever. We can actually delete these ones. This will just help with the yield. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to come into which one of these does not. Wow, this has a 64 yield. Oh, that's pretty good. I think it's going to be this one. One of these I want to get rid of. This one. Just because I want to put in a well. Doesn't really matter where I put it. And we're going to put a thing like that. That way. There we go. This should water these, no? Oh, you know what? Oh my god, I keep hitting that. I keep hitting the F button. No, is it? What button do I keep hitting? I don't know what the button I actually keep hitting to get to that wrong view. I gotta go in here. I gotta select. Oh, it doesn't work that way. That's weird. I thought you could water these tiles. Okay, well. Sorry, well, I guess I don't need you after all. I'm not sure why I thought... It's so weird. I swear you could, I think all the other ones are covered, right? Or am I out of something? No. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I swear it would help your yield if you did that, but yeah, it doesn't seem to work that way. Okay, that is fine. E is what I keep hitting. I don't want to keep hitting E. And I want to, if that's the case, I want to come in here and load this whole thing up if I can. I'm going to leave the front open just because I want to have access to it. And I do want to have paths going to these things. So since we don't actually need fertilizer or anything, we can just make this. We have that going, and let's just check out what we, let's see what we need for the apple. It's not apple juice, it's the apple jam. So we need sugar, and sugar is done by a farm, and we also need fire, which is wood, which, hello, we got wood right here. So what we're going to do is let's put in the kitchen, which is going to be right here. That should be fine. And we're going to come down here, and this is just going to make... So we can make apple juice. Apple juice, and we have apple jam. Let's see once what... An easy way is actually just to put a house right here. Oh, we can't afford it. Okay. I just want to see what... so the apple juice is under that. So we obviously we definitely have to get the apple, what is it called? The apple jam is what we need. I keep hitting E. My gosh. That's what we need. We need the apple jam, because that is considered, I wish when you would cover over this, it would tell you what it is, if it's gourmet or not. It just says sellable food. It doesn't tell you what it is, right? So you have to kind of guess or look it up a different way. So weird that doesn't. Anyway, we want to get apple jam. So we need sugar and fire. Now fire is easy because we're going to come in here and we're going to get another forester just for these trees, and we're just going to harvest wood because we're not going to harvest. I don't want to harvest. And then this one here is just going to be there. I don't want to harvest the apples because you could harvest the apples just like this one. No one couldn't harvest wood. Anyway, we're good to go. And then over here, this is where we're going to have to set up the other farm, which is going to be... Where's the farm? I must be looking right at it. Am I not looking right at it? Oh, it's because I have E selected, and there's no E in farm. That would be farmy or something. And we want to set this one up right... There's nothing right next to it. We can actually put it maybe here. Or maybe even here. And what we need to grow here is we need to grow sugar. Now, fertilizer we don't have a supply of, but we can put water. This is where the water will come into play. We drag it like that. There we go. And this is going to come in here, supply that. Now, sugar we actually have to plant, and we plant it by going to our farm tiles, which we should be able to put at least 50 down. Let's just cover the back of this. I don't know how much we're actually going to eventually need. I don't know, but and I'm out of fertilizer tiles. It'd be nice to get 3 more. But in the meantime, we can go here and we can plant sugar. And this just takes, well, coins, I guess. And if you see the dirt already turning this brownish color, oh, that's cool. It tells you what it is. The brownish color, that means it's getting watered. And if you look at the top right of the corner of the screen, your growth progress is 4%. This is at 5%, but there's no water. And then here, there's no water. I guess this is just not putting in. Okay, I wish you could put workers to this. But eventually, it will saturate all of these, and then the yield will go. Because if you see right now, unwatered, it's 12 yield. Watered, it's 28 yield. Now, we should have enough for 3 more. Now, the thing is if I had a pasture nearby, excuse me, which I don't, my pasture, where is my other pasture at? I guess it's over here. But again, I eventually want to set up something like this where we could have fertilizer being made, and that could go on a train, and that could train it over to here, for example. But nonetheless, this is a raw resource, so we should be able to do that. We just have to wait because these are going to take a little bit of time. But once that makes, we have fire. I'm not sure why it only says 38 instead of 40. That makes no sense. And the apples, which are going to be here, which we can do. Oh, no. We got to do that. And the apples are going to start flowing because we got tons of apples. Look at that. We got apples. We got, well, fire. This should be saturated very soon. There it is right there. And then we're at 37%, 38. So it'll be a little bit of time. But as soon as this is done, now these tracks are just temporary right now, is I want to set up a barn. Oops, that's going to be under here. And you may say, why are you setting up barns and blah, blah, blah? Well, it's because barns are cheap. Oops. Oh, that's cool. Hit T. And I want to set a barn up right, I think right here. And then all we got to do here is conveyor belt this out into here. And then we can conveyor belt this, and we're going to do this raised because I don't want to run into any problems of putting something underneath this if I want to. So we're going to grab a belt, and we're going to go like this, and then we're going to go like that. And this is going to come in, and oops, no, I do not want that. Nope, I don't want that. That, there. And this one is going to be the apple jam. There you go. And that's going to accept it as storage. And then the next one will be cheese. So I might as well select that as well. And these ones are just empty because I don't have anything in them, and I don't want to fill them up with something else. But we got tons of water, or not water. We have tons of bread in here. How are we doing on the sugar? Oh, so close. 69, 70, 71, 72%. Cool. We're going to be having sugar any moment, and we're going to be having apple jam, which is a gourmet treat. Now, the next thing we need to do, if we come down, no, we don't have to do that. Sorry. The next thing I want to do, actually, we can keep jumping around here. The next thing I want to do is look under gourmet again. Now, gourmet is under sandwich, which we need. The jam is just to have. Where is the jam? It's just to get 2, because they want to have at least this house, which is a status level 8, wants to have 4 gourmet. So the apple jam will give us 2 of those happinesses solved or satisfied. And the next one is we have to start working on one of the stews. Now, veggie stew is just vegetables, which that would just be 1 farm essentially. But you get 25 experience. Fish stew is more involved. Meat stew is more involved yet. You get 40 experience. Then you come down here, which is a sandwich, which gives you 50 experience. So we need to set up a farm or a kitchen to make cheese, because cheese goes on sandwiches. And I guess this is a chicken sandwich, not a meat sandwich, which is fine. So it's also cooked chicken. Now, like I told you, this is going to be. Look at that. Oh, that is a thing of beauty. That is your affinity, which means your affinity is affinity for a crop will increase each time it's grown, which basically means that I think you get a bonus right here. Higher affinity for a resource type will cause it to produce more items. So right now the yield is 13 because it's been harvested. No, it's not been harvested. The yield is 29. Before the yields were at like 60. Oh, there we go. Now it's going up because they're being watered again. And we have tons of sugar going in here. Why this is going... Oh, just because it's harvesting it slow. Do we need to harvest it faster? Let's just watch our little window here. We may need to have one more worker. Well, let's see. I want to up this. This takes 5 seconds. So let's up this to 2.5. So that's 1 every 2 seconds. And 1 every 2 seconds. So we need 1 sugar every 2 seconds. Which right now we're not getting that. We're getting 1. So if we do that, it's 1 every 2 seconds. And then we also need to have 4 apples every 2 seconds. And right now we're getting 1 apple, 4 every 2 seconds, 2 every 1 second. So if we have this at 4, you're going to be producing 2 every 1 second, which should be sufficient. Not quite. Not quite. Well, is it ever timing as not? Well, this would be an exact ratio, which I don't like exact ratios because this is a bit higher because this should be 4, and this number would be 2 to make this satisfy, which it should be fine now. Because it needs 4 every 2 seconds. We're pumping that out for sure. And the sugar seems fine. Like, it seems to be holding up. However, I just don't know how much sugar we have on these fields. Oh, look, they're completely full. So we're good to go here. We have no problem. Cool. So it's going to be backed up. And look at that. We're pumping out. Look at that. It's just a cool little, like a cool little icon. It's like sucking in before it even gets to the belt. That's awesome. And bread, we're pumping bread out pretty well. I don't know what speed we're pumping bread out. I think the issue now is the food mill. And what's the problem? Is it just we just don't have the... We have water. I think this just needs to be... Are these all filled? I think we just need to be faster here. That's 1 per second. That's 1.5 per second. Is that enough? Because this one needs... It needs 3 grain every 4 seconds, but that's that. So it's almost 3 every 2 seconds, which right now we're putting out 3 per 2 seconds, which this should be okay now. And that's going to be going into here. This isn't ratioed correctly, but I just wanted to get some going. But it looks like our jam is obviously going a lot faster, but that's okay. Now, what do we have for time? I think we're going to call it an episode. But what I want to do for next episode is I want to set up a kitchen here and a kitchen here. And this kitchen is going to make cheese, which I don't think cheese... Yes, cheese is made from milk, which is produced from pasture, which means animal feed, which means we need grain. Lucky for us, we have grain here, but we're not going to take grain from here. We're going to make a new grain. So we need, where is it? Cheese, so we need milk, and then this is cloth. So here we need a farm that grows cotton, and we need a workshop for cloth. So we need a couple farms set up, and then this one here is going to be, eventually this one will be the cooked chicken, which is under cooked chicken. So we need chicken, which is made by a pasture, which we need fertilizer. So it's a big setup to get these things. And then fire is easy because that's just wood or anything. So we have a lot to do in the next episode, but I want to thank you guys for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button if you're having a good time with these episodes. And we're finally dialing in things a bit more, where we're going to be producing higher experience products, higher coin products, and to satisfy the happiness a little bit better, to make it a little bit more efficient. Now we have a bunch of buildings here producing one item, but this one item is going to saturate and satisfy more homes easier for a longer period of time, etc., etc. So we're going to come back, set up more farms here, and go from there. All right, guys, thanks for watching.